Picture this. A monk sits quietly as the first rays of sunlight pierce through the monastery windows. His face is serene, untouched by the worries that plague most of us before our feet even hit the floor. What does he know that we don't? What secret allows him to greet each morning not with dread or anxiety, but with profound peace? The answer isn't hidden in some ancient text locked away in a Himalayan cave. It lives within you, waiting to be awakened with 5 simple truths that can transform your mornings from battlegrounds of stress into sanctuaries of peace. Every morning, you have a choice. You can wake up and immediately surrender your mind to the chaos of thoughts, worries, and endless to-do lists. Or you can claim those precious first moments as sacred territory, planting seeds of wisdom that will bloom throughout your entire day. Today, I'll share with you the morning mantras that Buddhist masters have whispered to their students for centuries, truths so powerful that speaking them to yourself each dawn can fundamentally shift how you experience not just your mornings, but your entire life. Part 1. The Silent Mind Beyond the Storm, Embracing Inner Stillness. A Buddha story, The Lake and the Pebbles. In the time when Buddha walked the earth, a young merchant came to him, his face etched with worry lines that seemed to deepen with each passing day. "Master," he said, his voice trembling, "my mind is like a marketplace at noon, countless thoughts shouting over each other, each demanding attention. I cannot find peace, even in sleep." Buddha led him to a nearby lake at dawn. The water was perfectly still, reflecting the sky like a mirror. "Watch," Buddha said, picking up a handful of pebbles. He threw them into the water, and instantly, ripples spread across the surface, distorting the reflection into chaos. "Your thoughts," Buddha explained, "are like these pebbles. Each one creates ripples of emotion, distortion, and disturbance." The merchant nodded sadly, thinking this confirmed his worst fears. But Buddha smiled and said, "Now, look deeper." As they gazed beneath the ripples, the merchant saw that the depths of the lake remained completely undisturbed. The bottom was peaceful, untouched by the surface chaos. "This," Buddha said, pointing to the depths, "is your true nature, the silent awareness beneath all thoughts. The ripples are temporary, the depth is eternal." The teaching of transient thoughts. This ancient wisdom teaches us that our thoughts are like clouds passing through the vast sky of consciousness. They appear, they move, they dissolve, but the sky itself remains unchanged. When you wake each morning, before the mental chatter begins its daily performance, there exists a moment of pure stillness. This is your true home. Consider how a thought arises in your mind. Where does it come from? It appears from nowhere, dances for a moment in your awareness, then disappears into the same nothingness. Yet we treat these fleeting visitors as permanent residents, as defining truths about who we are. "I'm not good enough," whispers one thought. "I'll never succeed," insists another. But are you really thinking these thoughts? Or are you the awareness that observes them? Morning practice, the recognition ritual. Each morning, before you reach for your phone or jump into your routine, sit on the edge of your bed and place your hand on your heart. Feel your breath moving in and out, and say to yourself, "My thoughts are clouds passing through my sky. I am the sky, vast, unchanging, and free. Today, I choose to rest in the silence beneath the noise, knowing that no thought can define or confine who I truly am." This isn't mere positive thinking, it's a fundamental recognition of your true nature. When you identify with the awareness rather than the thoughts, something miraculous happens. The anxieties that usually grip you lose their power. The self-criticism that normally starts your day softens into background whispers that you can choose to ignore. Part 2, The Treasure Within, Cultivating Internal Sufficiency. A Zen master story, The Beggar and the Diamond. There once lived a Zen master known for his peculiar teaching methods. One day, a successful businessman visited him, complaining of a deep emptiness despite his wealth. "Master, I have everything, money, status, a beautiful family, yet I feel like a beggar, always seeking something more." The master asked him to stay overnight. Before the businessman went to sleep, the master secretly placed a priceless diamond under his pillow. The next morning, the businessman woke up complaining of neck pain from the lumpy pillow. He had slept the entire night on a fortune without knowing it. The master asked, "How did you sleep?" "Terribly," the businessman replied. "The pillow was so uncomfortable." The master then lifted the pillow, revealing the diamond. "You spent the night suffering, unaware that you were resting on immense wealth. This is how you live your life, seeking everywhere for treasures that already lie within you." The businessman's eyes widened as understanding dawned. The master continued, "Wisdom, compassion, strength, peace, these are not things you acquire. They are diamonds already placed within your being. Your seeking outside is what causes your suffering. Understanding your inherent wholeness." Buddhist philosophy teaches us about our Buddha nature, the inherent perfection that exists within every being. It's not something we need to develop or earn, it's our birthright, waiting to be uncovered like a diamond hidden beneath layers of earth. Think about a newborn baby. They don't worry about being good enough. They don't seek validation or approval. They simply exist in a state of complete sufficiency, radiating pure being. This is our original nature before society teaches us that we're incomplete, that we need external things to be whole. Every morning when you wake up, you have an opportunity to remember this fundamental truth. The peace you seek through meditation. It's already within you. The love you crave from others. It flows from an infinite spring in your own heart. The strength you wish you had. It's been there all along, waiting for you to call upon it. Morning practice, the sufficiency statement. Stand in front of your mirror each morning, look into your own eyes, the windows to that infinite inner wealth, and declare, "I am already whole. Within me lies an ocean of wisdom, a mountain of strength, and a sky of compassion. I need not seek outside what already flourishes within. Today, I draw from my inner treasures and share them freely with the world." When you start your day from this place of sufficiency rather than lack, everything changes. You stop approaching life like a beggar with an empty bowl, desperately hoping others will fill it. Instead, you move through your day like a generous monarch, sharing from your abundance rather than grasping from your perceived poverty. If you're finding value in these morning wisdom teachings, please subscribe to the Buddha Coha channel and hit the notification bell. Let's build a community of peaceful mornings together. Part 3, The Unconquerable Fortress, Asserting Control Over Your Inner State. A simple Zen story, The Unmovable Rock. A young monk once approached his master, frustrated and angry. "Master, the other monks disturb my peace constantly. They're too noisy during meditation, too careless during meals. How can I find tranquility when everyone around me creates chaos?" The master led him to a large rock by the riverside. "Push this rock into the water," he instructed. The monk, though puzzled, obeyed. The rock splashed into the river with a tremendous sound, sending water everywhere. "Now," said the master, "has the river changed the rock?" The monk waded in and examined the rock. "No, master. The rock is the same." "And has the rock changed the river?" The monk observed the water flowing around the rock, adapting its course but continuing its journey. "The river simply flows around it, master." "Be like this rock," the master said. "Let the chaos of others flow around you without penetrating your core. And be like the river too, adapt your course when needed, but never let obstacles stop your flow toward peace." The mirror principle of emotional mastery. In Buddhist psychology, there's a profound understanding that no external event has inherent power over your internal state. Events are neutral, it's our interpretation and reaction that creates suffering or peace. This isn't about suppression or denial, it's about conscious choice in how we relate to what happens around us. Imagine your mind as a still lake. When someone throws a stone of anger toward you, you have two choices. You can let that stone sink into your waters, creating ripples and disturbances that last long after the person has left. Or you can be like a mirror, reflecting the anger without absorbing it, remaining undisturbed beneath the surface. This doesn't mean becoming cold or indifferent. Rather, it's about maintaining your center while still engaging compassionately with the world. You can acknowledge someone's anger without becoming angry yourself. You can witness chaos without becoming chaotic. The boundary of peace. Think of your inner peace as a sacred garden. You are the gardener, and you decide what seeds get planted there. When someone approaches with seeds of negativity, anxiety, or drama, you have the power to say, "Thank you, but I choose not to plant these in my garden today." This morning practice isn't about building walls, it's about building wisdom. It's recognizing that your emotional state is sovereign territory, and you alone hold the keys to its gates. Morning practice, the sovereignty declaration. Each morning, place both hands over your heart and feel its steady rhythm. This heartbeat has continued through every storm of your life, unmoved by external chaos. Connect with this unwavering presence and declare, "I am the sovereign of my inner kingdom. No person, no event, no circumstance can disturb my peace without my permission. Today, I choose to respond rather than react, to reflect rather than absorb. My peace is my power, and I guard it with wisdom and compassion." Part 4, The Art of Sacred Slowness, Prioritizing Presence over Urgency. Buddha Story, The Anxious Merchant and the Seasons. A wealthy merchant once came to Buddha, his whole body tense with urgency. "Master, I have no time for spiritual practices. Every moment must be productive. While we sit here talking, my competitors are making deals. Time is money, and I'm wasting both." Buddha smiled and asked, "Tell me, when you plant rice, can you make it grow faster by pulling on the shoots?" "Of course not," the merchant replied impatiently. "That would kill them. And can you make the sun rise earlier by anxiously watching the horizon?" "No, master." Yet you try to force life to move at your pace, creating suffering for yourself and rushing past the very moments that contain true wealth. Buddha pointed to a tree heavy with fruit. This tree doesn't hurry, yet it accomplishes everything in perfect time. It knows the secret: presence is more powerful than pace. The merchant sat quietly for the first time in years, and in that stillness, he felt a peace worth more than all his gold. The illusion of urgency. Modern life has infected us with a disease called urgency addiction. We wake up already behind, our phones screaming with notifications before our eyes fully open. We've been conditioned to believe that speed equals success, that hurrying equals productivity. But Buddhist wisdom reveals a different truth. Most urgency is manufactured, a mental construct that creates stress without creating value. Consider nature. Does the ocean rush to meet the shore? Do flowers hurry to bloom? The entire universe operates on a principle of perfect timing, yet we humans insist on imposing our frantic timelines on life's natural rhythm. When you begin your morning in a state of rush, you set a frequency of anxiety that reverberates through your entire day. Your body floods with stress hormones, your mind narrows its focus to survival mode, and you lose access to your higher wisdom, creativity, and joy. The power of the purposeful pause. A Zen master is saying, you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're too busy, then you should sit for an hour. This isn't just clever wordplay, it's profound wisdom about the nature of time and consciousness. When you slow down, time actually expands. Have you noticed how a rushed day feels like a blur, while a mindful day feels full and satisfying? This is because presence stretches time, while hurrying compresses it. Morning practice, the anchoring ritual. Before you check your phone or review your schedule, perform this anchoring ritual. Sit comfortably with your feet on the floor. Take 3 deep breaths, each one slower than the last. With each exhale, imagine releasing the false urgency that wants to hijack your day. Then say, I choose presence over pace. I choose depth over speed. Today unfolds in perfect time, and I trust life's rhythm. I move through this day with awareness and grace, accomplishing what truly matters while remaining rooted in peace. There is time for everything that truly needs to be done. Then, do something radical. Spend the first 10 minutes of your day doing something slowly and mindfully. Make your bed with attention to each fold. Prepare your coffee or tea as if performing a sacred ceremony. This sets a tempo of mindfulness that influences your entire day. Part 5. The River's Wisdom, Facilitating Life's Flow Through Release. Zen Master Story, The Fist and the Sand. A student came to her Zen master, frustrated with life's unpredictability. Master, no matter how hard I try to control things, they keep slipping away. My plans fail, people disappoint me, and nothing goes as I expect. The master led her to the beach and asked her to fill her hands with sand. Now, he said, hold it tightly so none escapes. The student clenched her fists. The tighter she squeezed, the more sand slipped through her fingers. Soon, her hands were nearly empty. Now try again, the master said, but this time, cup your hands gently. The student held the sand with open, relaxed palms. This time, the sand remained. Life is like this sand, the master explained. The tighter you grasp, the more it escapes. But when you hold it lightly, with open hands and an open heart, it stays with you. Control is an illusion, trust is the truth. The dance of surrender and strength. In Western culture, we often equate letting go with giving up, surrender with weakness. But Buddhist philosophy reveals that true strength comes from knowing when to hold on and when to release. It's like swimming in a river, you can exhaust yourself fighting the current, or you can work with it, using its power to carry you forward. Every morning, we wake up with expectations, how the day should unfold, how people should behave, how we should feel. These rigid expectations become prison bars, confining us to disappointment when reality doesn't match our mental blueprints. But imagine starting your day with open hands instead of clenched fists. Imagine greeting the morning with curiosity instead of demands, with trust instead of control. The wisdom of Wu Wei. In Zen and Taoist philosophy, there's a concept called Wu Wei, effortless action, or going with the flow. It doesn't mean being passive, it means aligning yourself with life's natural currents rather than swimming against them. Think of a skilled sailor. They don't control the wind, they work with it. They adjust their sails, not to dominate the wind but to dance with it. This is the morning wisdom we need, not the illusion of control but the grace of collaboration with life. Are these morning teachings resonating with your soul? Subscribe to the Buddha Coha channel for daily wisdom that transforms ordinary mornings into sacred beginnings. Join our growing community of peaceful warriors. Morning practice, the release and receive ritual. Stand by a window where you can see the sky. Raise your hands above your head, imagining you're holding all your expectations, fears, and need for control. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, slowly lower your hands, imagining you're releasing these burdens to the universe. Then open your arms wide, as if embracing the day, and say, I release my grip on how today should be and open myself to how today will be. I trust life's wisdom more than my limited perspective. I flow with change rather than resist it. In letting go, I find freedom. In surrender, I find strength. Today, I dance with life rather than wrestle with it. Integration, weaving the 5 wisdoms into your morning symphony. A modern parable, the orchestra of awakening. Imagine your morning mind as an orchestra. Without a conductor, each instrument plays its own tune, the violin of worry, the drums of urgency, the trumpet of ego, the cymbals of chaos. The result is noise, not music. But when you apply these 5 morning wisdoms, you become the conductor. The instruments don't disappear, but now they play in harmony. Inner stillness becomes the silence between notes that makes music possible. Internal sufficiency provides the confident foundation, like the steady bass. Emotional sovereignty sets the rhythm, maintaining tempo regardless of external influences. Presence over urgency determines the pace, choosing andante over prestissimo. Flow through release allows the music to breathe, creating space for improvisation and surprise. Each morning, you have the opportunity to conduct this orchestra, transforming mental chaos into a symphony of peace. The practical path, your 21-day morning transformation. Buddhist psychology teaches that it takes 21 days to establish a new mental pattern. Here's how to integrate these 5 wisdoms into a morning practice that can revolutionize your life. Week 1, Foundation. Focus on 1 wisdom each weekday. Monday for inner stillness, Tuesday for internal sufficiency, and so on. Spend 5 minutes each morning with that day's practice. Week 2, Integration. Begin combining the practices. Start with inner stillness, then move to internal sufficiency. By Friday, you're flowing through all 5 in sequence. Week 3, Embodiment. The practices become natural. You wake up automatically reaching for peace instead of your phone. The wisdom becomes not what you do but who you are. The ripple effect of morning wisdom. When you transform your mornings, you transform your life. But the impact extends far beyond you. Buddhist philosophy speaks of Indra's net, an infinite web where each jewel reflects all others. When you polish your own jewel through morning practice, you illuminate everyone around you. Your children see you choosing peace over panic and learn emotional regulation. Your partner experiences your groundedness and feels safer to be vulnerable. Your colleagues encounter your presence and remember to breathe. You become a walking meditation, a living teaching, a beacon of peace in a chaotic world. Sacred obstacles and divine solutions. When the mind resists, your ego might whisper, "This is too simple to work," or "You don't have time for this." Recognize these as the desperate attempts of old patterns trying to maintain control. Thank them for their concern, then choose wisdom anyway. When life feels too chaotic. On mornings when everything feels overwhelming, remember the Zen saying, "In chaos, there is opportunity." The more chaotic your external world, the more powerful your internal practice becomes. It's easy to be peaceful on a meditation cushion. True mastery is finding peace in the storm. When you forget or fail. Buddhism teaches about beginner's mind, approaching each moment fresh, without the burden of past failures. If you forget your morning practice for a week, a month, or a year, you can always begin again. Each morning offers resurrection, a new chance to choose peace. The ultimate morning teaching, you are already enough. If you remember nothing else from these teachings, remember this: you wake up each morning already complete. Not perfect, but complete. Not flawless, but whole. The peace you seek isn't somewhere outside waiting to be found, it's inside waiting to be recognized. The Buddha's last words before his death were, "Work out your salvation with diligence." He didn't say, "Find your salvation" or "earn it." He said, "Work out," like a sculptor revealing the statue already present in the marble. Your morning practice isn't adding something to you, it's revealing who you've always been beneath the layers of conditioning and chaos. Closing. The dawn of your new life. As our time together draws to a close, imagine tomorrow morning. The alarm rings, but instead of immediately reaching for your phone or jumping into mental chaos, you pause. You remember that you have a choice. You recall these 5 wisdoms. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are already whole. Your peace is sovereign. Presence is more powerful than pace. In letting go, you find freedom. You speak these truths to yourself, not as affirmations to convince yourself of something untrue, but as reminders of what has always been true. And in that moment, your day begins not with stress but with sacredness, not with worry but with wisdom. The living practice. Buddhism isn't about believing, it's about practicing. These morning wisdoms aren't concepts to understand but experiences to embody. Each morning, you have the opportunity to choose. Will you be swept away by the river of thoughts, or will you be the awareness that watches the river? Will you seek validation outside, or will you drink from your inner spring? Will you let others disturb your peace, or will you maintain your sacred sovereignty? Will you rush through life, or will you dance with it? Will you grasp with fear, or will you open with trust? Final Buddhist quotes and blessings. As Buddha taught, each morning we are born again. What we do today matters most. From the Dhammapada, all things appear and disappear because of the concurrence of causes and conditions. Nothing ever exists entirely alone, everything is in relation to everything else. The Zen master Dogen reminds us, do not think you will necessarily be aware of your own enlightenment. Your morning practice is enlightenment itself. And from Thich Nhat Hanh, waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live fully in each moment. Your morning blessing. May your mornings be gateways to peace. May your first thoughts be of gratitude, not worry. May you remember your inherent wholeness before the world tells you otherwise. May you choose presence over productivity, being over doing. May your morning practice ripple out to bless all beings. May you wake up to your true nature, peaceful, powerful, and free. If these teachings have touched your heart, please subscribe to the Buddha Coha channel. Share this video with someone who needs peaceful mornings. Together, we're creating a worldwide sangha of morning practitioners, transforming the world one peaceful awakening at a time. Hit the notification bell to join our daily journey toward inner peace. Remember, dear friend, tomorrow morning isn't just another day, it's another opportunity to awaken. Not just from sleep, but from the dream of separation, lack, and struggle. Your morning practice is your daily enlightenment, your regular remembering of who you truly are. The monastery bell rings at dawn not to wake the monks from sleep, but to wake them from forgetting. Let these 5 wisdoms be your morning bell, calling you back to your true nature, reminding you that peace isn't something you achieve, it's something you are. Tonight, before you sleep, set the intention to wake up differently tomorrow. Place these teachings beside your bed like a lamp, ready to illuminate your first moments of consciousness. And know that in choosing a peaceful morning, you're not just changing your day, you're changing your life, and in changing your life, you're changing the world. The Buddha is said to have touched the earth at the moment of his enlightenment, calling the earth to witness his awakening. Tomorrow morning, as your feet touch the floor, let it be your moment of touching the earth, your daily awakening, your personal enlightenment. The path of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The path to a peaceful life begins with a single morning. Tomorrow morning. Your morning. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone completely beyond, awakening, so be it. May all beings wake up to peace. May all beings remember their wholeness. May all beings start their day with wisdom. May all beings be free from morning suffering. May all beings experience the joy of conscious awakening. This is your invitation to transformation. The door is open. The path is clear. Tomorrow morning awaits. Namaste.